For the 115th time on Warchant TV's programming, we welcome from the 757, Mr. Gator Kirk. Gator Kirk, welcome to the program.
I don't hear you. Eyes up! Eyes up! Keep climbing! This is our wake-up call. This is a time when we need to focus on what we need to do. We are built for the best. This is not how we perform today. This is not the expectation. This is not how when we go down to Death Valley and win a damn game.
Agreed, Gator Kirk.
All right, bringing the passion. I love it, Gator Kirk.
That is a fired up Gator Kirk.
Yeah, as he should be, and as all fans should be. This is not. It's not the Florida State team we see in practice. It's not the Florida State team we saw in the first two games. I don't know what team that was out there. Maybe those white helmets. I don't know. They brought in some other imposters out there or something. I don't know. I hate to start that whole thing. They're like, it's the helmets.
Gene, you just destroyed the live chat because here it goes about the uniforms.
Never again. Never the white helmets again.
So we now go to one of the guys that has a lot of perspective, and we really appreciate his calls always on the postgame show. We go to Ocala to talk to Gene. Gene in Ocala, welcome to the postgame show. Go ahead, sir.
Gene, what's going on?
Hey, Gene.
We're exhaling, Gene.
Man, and the blood pressure's through the roof.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. And to you all's point, sitting there 2013, looking at everything unfold, and then Jameis gets a slippity-doo and throws a pass down the sideline to Kenny Shaw, and then we start getting the wheels rolling. Today, I don't know if you remember, but coming out of half, why in the world are you throwing that screen pass that wasn't developed, Jordan? It doesn't make any sense. And that's what got us behind the sticks. That's what got us in this little. Okay, well, if you want to let us back in the game, we'll come back in the game. It was just amazing to me. I didn't understand it. My question to you all is just, you played against Jaden Daniels. You can't put a spy on coach. You didn't watch film from last week whenever this guy was running all the way around Old Dominion, and number 5 was putting his head down and coming off of those reads. It's inconsistency like that, and it almost cost us. I was sitting here looking like, just like what you said, North Carolina State 2012. It was getting real ugly real quick. I appreciate what you guys do. This is man, it was something. I'm still trying to get my little blood pressure down. But we have got to. I mean, it's still go Noles. We still have, like you said, we have everything in front of us. But if I'm Clemson now, I'm saying, well, that's not a juggernaut that we see. That's not the number 3 team in the nation. And whenever they go in the locker room and look in the mirror, whenever they're in the shower, they need to see that too. That's not a number 3 in the country. That's not what we do week in and week out. You can't do that. And then whenever you look up and see the bandanas and everything going on, and you see how quickly things can turn. Again, thank you for taking my call. Love you guys, Tom, Gene, and go Noles. Have a good one.
Thank you, Gene. Always a good call from Gene.
Thanks, Gene.
Yeah, it was a success in the W and L column, and it was a failure most everywhere else.
Everywhere else.
Yeah.
But Gene, good insight. I mean, just the decision making, the not being prepared for Castellanos, and that's all that was basically their whole offense. And you knew that going in. How do you not look at film, as Gene pointed out, and not prepare accordingly for that? And they didn't. I don't get it. Again, does that go back to you didn't take them that seriously? That you could just kind of sleepwalk through this thing and get ready for Clemson?
Yeah. I think they looked at it, and I think they didn't know what to do, that's the scarier thing. So now they did coach a great game, and they schemed up a good game against LSU, especially in that second half. But if you want ammunition to criticize this defensive staff, I mean, you got stockpiles of it now. It's ridiculous how much ammunition you have, because today was just poor. The call. We now go to Long Island, and we're talking to Josh for the 35th time on Warchant TV. Josh, have at it, brother. Welcome to the program.
Tom, and Gino! I'm still
encouraged by this, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Like I was going back and I was looking at a couple of scores when we went to BC over the years, and I remember us never really playing well there. So like 2021, we won 26-23. 2019, 38-31. We got destroyed in 2017, 35-3. We won 14-0 in 2015. And then obviously the 2013, the national championship year, we won 48-34. Like BC has never been easy for us. And a sleepy nooner game, this had, and I watched the show previously about all the predictions, and I was like, guys, did we not see what else was happening? Because this had every bit of a trap game in it. We had the bandana game. We have Clemson next week. And all this stuff just led to that being a trap game. Secondly, Adam Fuller only coordinates great when his job is on the line. So I think we need to just like forever put his feet to the fire because he only coordinates with a level of urgency when his job is being talked about in the media. And I think that he needs to just forever coordinate that way because we were going straight, man, vanilla, subbing guys. Like we weren't locked in. Our guys weren't locked in, and that was the coach's fault. So maybe, I guess this week they'll be pissed off, but I'm actually encouraged because I'm happy that they have this tape. I'm happy that they had this tape, and I can't wait to watch Clemson because I think that is where we're going to do what we did in 2013. We did 51-14. We're going to do something similar. We'll just see. All right? Have a good one, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Josh. I love the positivity, right, Tom? I mean, coming in here, I didn't expect that, but part of it's right. You have a lot. If you want to get this team's attention before Clemson, if you would have just sleptwalked to this game and won 38-10, let's say they get one more touchdown, it's kind of sloppy and you win. Are you really getting their attention? You got their attention now. So he's absolutely right with that, if you look at the glasses being half full, I guess you go that route, but it's hard to me. And look, I get his point about all the previous Boston games. You're right. There's been some really weird games up there, but to me, this is not the Boston College teams that had those mammoth offensive lines and A.J. Dillon running it between the tackles and going back to the Matt Ryan days and Adazio being their coach. Those are some solid teams that Florida State had a hard time matching up with because of how they played, that tough, grinded out between the tackles type of team. This isn't that team. This is a team that lost to Northern Illinois. Yep. It's a quarterback that's mobile. And other than that, they really don't have anything else. And yet if not for 18 penalties, you might have lost the game.
Nick in Tallahassee, he wants to talk about a target being on the back. Welcome to the program, Nick. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. So my heart rate is lessened now. I think this game is indicative of where the program is in a good way, but we're just not used to winning. It's been like 9 years with consistent, steady talent. And yeah, we have the target on our back. We are everyone's Super Bowl. We are the path to Clemson being redeemed. That we have to go out there and perform every game. Plus, we live in a transfer portal era. If these people put good tape on against our athletes, then they can get themselves in a better situation potentially or make themselves some money.
Yep.
We can't lollygag. The spear isn't winning us games. The logo is not winning us games. It's the execution and the talent. And hopefully this wake-up call gets us to that point. But bad games happen. Shout out to Alabama losing to USF at the moment in a weather delay, and Georgia's losing to South Carolina. So good teams have bad execution sometimes. It's week 3. Just got to get through it and pound Clemson.
There you go, Nick. That's a great call. Nick, he's on the Georgia-Missouri train right now, like from last year. That chaos happens in college football, and we dodged a bullet. It's a reasonable take. Mm-hmm. Gene, I'm just too pissed off right now to feel it myself. I don't feel that, but I hear it. You know what I mean?
No, that's what I said in the beginning. Is this just a one-off that we always see in college football? Even great teams have an off week and things go against them and they're not focused. But I think to his ultimate point, I mean, this is a new thing for this team, a new thing for Mike Norvell being the hunted. Now, I mean, you're the target. Everybody's preparing. I saw a lot of and I didn't watch a ton of BC film, but I saw a lot more misdirection and some stuff I had not seen. Yeah. It seemed like they were saving some plays up. And I remember going back to it would drive me nuts when I'd hear these things. Remember Amato back when he was NC State's coach, and they would have these things that they would be 2-4 going into an FSU game. And they would pull out all these plays, and Amato would admit, "Oh, we saved all these great plays up for Florida State. That's our season." It's just like, you're 2-4. Why not try to have a winning record? We don't care because we're trying to beat Florida State to make our season. That's the thing. This team better get used to it. These teams are going to pull out stuff they've done for these players. Like Castellanos going to play probably the best game he's going to have all season against you. But get used to it. You have to be resilient. You have to play your game and not lose focus. If you don't, you're perfectly fine. If you do that, they're gonna punch you. They're gonna go for it. Like you saw 4th downs. I mean, in a normal game early on, they went for a couple 4th downs that I don't think normally a team like BC would do, but they realized this is our shot to knock off Florida State. We're not going to hold anything back.
And he is Ralph in Hawaii Spartanal. Welcome to the program, Ralph. Give us your perspective. It's great to hear from you.
Aloha, everyone. Perspective is incredibly important right now. Every championship team that I can remember has one of those tough road games. Some of them, like Ohio State a few years ago, even lost their Purdue game. So perspective, these things are going to happen. A lot of things you guys have already covered. Red bandana game, a hyped up crowd, maybe overlooking for Clemson. There's a host of things that could have gone wrong. Players pressing too hard, trying to make up for a previous play or to try to be the guy that stopped the drive. A host of things that could have played a factor. The bottom line is we should see a positive in this, and I know that the previous caller, Fake Ralph, covered it. Johnny Wilson was spot on, so we know we've got him back into the good positive. So I would like to offer everyone out there a little opportunity this week for perspective. If you're really having a hard time or if you're really upset about this close game, second harvest of the Big Bend needs your help. There's communities in your area. If you're not in the Big Bend area, like I'm in Hawaii, I'm going to get out and volunteer this week. Just focus your mind. We're going to beat the dog mess out of Clemson. I promise you right now. Aloha.
Oh, there we go.
Aloha, Ralph.
Boy, talking about service to the community, and the Second Harvest of the Big Bend is a partner of work. We are proud to help them. We did a couple weeks ago where folks turned out on Warchant TV, and nearly $6,000 was raised after a Jeff Cameron show, charity show, a couple weeks ago. But your time is valuable too, beyond the dollars. And Ralph says, how about you do a little bit of volunteer work, because he's volunteering that Florida State is going to beat the dog piss next week on the road. If he gets that right, Gene, we got to isolate that video down and say, called it.